Hello, I'm Pastor Laura Glover, Senior Chaplain at Epworth Villa, and the encouraging word for today is pause. I want to read to you today from James chapter 1, beginning in verse 19, and it reads, "You must understand this, my beloved. Let everyone be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to anger, for your anger does not produce God's righteousness." I was reading an article a few weeks ago and came across this phrase that's just really stuck with me and goes right along with what the author of James is saying in this chapter. And the phrase was, "What else might be true?" Sometimes when we are communicating with others or when we're just talking back and forth and not really communicating well, we can make judgments just in the instant, right along in that conversation. We make judgments based on body language or posture or the speed that someone's speaking or how they look or where they're looking. And it produces in us a reaction. And then we respond out of that reaction. Sometimes we respond much too quickly, and sometimes we respond with much too much baggage. And so I want us to think about the scripture and work on taking a healthy pause in our communication. And this was brought home to me many years ago. I was very young and I went to New York City for the first time, and I was ordering something in a restaurant. And I was speaking at my pace that you speak when you're from rural Oklahoma. And the person taking my order threw her pad down and said, "You don't have to speak to me like I'm stupid." Well, she had assumed from my slow speech that I thought she wasn't bright enough to keep up with me, when the reality was I wasn't bright enough perhaps to speak any faster. I just simply spoke at the pace that I'm used to. But her upbringing in New York City created in her a reaction and an assumption. And what if we both stopped to pause in that conversation and think, well, what else might be true? Instead of, she thinks I'm stupid, what else might be true? Or she thinks that I'm a hick from Oklahoma. What else might be true? How many of our conversations could we communicate better or find a better path forward if instead of rushing to judgment, rushing to anger, rushing to respond, we simply took a moment to pause and think, what else might be true? What is God calling me to see in this situation? How is the Spirit moving now? Let's take a pause and see.